National anthem by the Raider Regiment and the color guard coming off the field. A little bit about the Deltona Wolves. They come in with a record of 2-2. Head coach Matt Martin bringing the Wolves down from Volusia County. They started out real well. They won their first two games, beat Crescent City 40-13, beat Vieira 14-6, and then they lost their last two. So Deltona also trying to get back on their winning streak. They come in with a 2-2 record. They've scored 68 points so far this year and allowed 98. The Rockledge Raiders have scored 47 and allowed 91. So pretty much even there, Zach. They've allowed a lot more points than they've scored.
Yeah, tonight, I believe for the Rockledge Raiders here tonight, it's going to be very important for them to establish a good, sound run game here tonight. They are going to try to win the battle in the trenches is going to be the key of a point of this game. And like any good team that Coach John Holmes has had, they need to play good defense as well here tonight. And they got that good win last week against Seabreeze after the first three losses to the season. So they're looking to rebound and be able to carry that momentum from last week, carry it into this week, and rattle off some nice wins here to begin the season as the captains head towards midfield.
So we'll get the captains for you in just a second. And the first one, oh, that's 50. I'm talking out loud here, Zach. I apologize.
Yeah, we got our captains here. Jalen Valen, also representing for the Rockledge Raiders, and Michael Orbor. But here for tonight for the Rockledge Raiders here on homecoming night, it means so much. And if you saw, there's a few people here from Deltona that are in attendance. Not a huge crowd for Deltona, but decent crowd here for the Rockledge Raiders, and a beautiful night here for high school football. We really anticipate that the weather's going to be really good. When we first got here at Orville, that the heat was very noticeable very early on. But here tonight, beautiful, nice, cool breeze blowing right behind us here in the press box. So on the field, it'll be blowing from the near sideline to the far sideline as of right now, but that could change here in Florida.
Anytime, yeah. But the sun went behind the clouds and really makes a difference in this press box. The press box looking west, the sun looking east.
Yeah.
It's not a good story. But the captains for Deltona, number 1, Trevor Davis, number 10, Rickamar Campos, number 15, Jeremiah Hancock, and number 60, Vic Felicia. That's the one. So, but talk a little bit about Deltona. The receivers do a nice job. Marcus Morris, you'll hear a lot about him tonight. He averages almost 71 yards per game on the ground rushing. A.J. Baldwin, 45 yards a game. Jeremiah Hancock is the man with the big right hand, 142.7 yards per game, and he's thrown 3 touchdowns. But the Rockledge Raiders will counter with their quarterback, Robert Blaylock. He's averaged 222 yards per game, and he's thrown 5 touchdowns. So it should be a good game in the air. The Rockledge Raiders need to do a little bit more on defense, I think, as far as tightening things up. A big part of their win last week. Blaylock threw for 387 yards and had 5 touchdowns while completing 78% of his passes. So Mitchell picked up 230 yards receiving, and he had 3 scores. And here comes the Rockledge Raiders.
Well, Orville, we're going to be able to see this Rockledge defense first, as the Rockledge Raiders won the toss, chose to defer, so they will receive the second half kickoff. So the defense for Rockledge will be on the field first for the Raiders, and we're going to get our first look for the Raiders here on the defense side of the ball, and a good opportunity to establish some momentum. You know, they would love nothing more than be able to get a 3 and out and be able to take advantage of maybe some of the field position battle that we could anticipate that we're going to have here in this matchup here today. But for the Rockledge Raiders here today, they're going to be kicking off from right to left to begin this game. And for Deltona, back to receive for the Wolves is going to be number 7 for the Deltona. A.J. Baldwin will be receiving here for the Deltona Wolves. Kicking off for the Rockledge Raiders is going to be number 36, Joshua Ellis will be kicking off for the Raiders here tonight. Anticipate how we have a great matchup here tonight, great weather, and if we do have a very close game that could come down to the wire and a field goal kick, wind could be a little bit of a factor, blowing a little bit steady here. blowing to the far sideline here from the near sideline. So very exciting. We're ready to get here underway on a beautiful night here on the Space Coast here in Rockledge, Florida, for this big Week 5 matchup between the Rockledge Raiders and the Deltona Wolves.
First game is going to be a short kick by the Raiders, taken at the 34-yard line and down right there by Aiden DeGruff. And we'll see the Wolves on offense for the first time. They'll start off 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Only 1 second off the clock, so it didn't take very long for that one. But a very short kick. Actually, we'll see Deltona first, and theoretically, they're in pretty good field position, Zach. They're up in their own 34-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to be having some pretty good field position here to start this drive and first possession of this game. What a beautiful night, and it's great to be back and great to have you back, Orville. We're very excited here in the Friday Night Locker Room back at Rockledge.
Well, yep, it's the first home game for Rockledge other than the preseason classic, so we'll see them first. In the quarterback position for Deltona, A.J. Baldwin wearing number 7. He's in the shotgun position, lone backfield, nobody home but him. Here's a snap, and he's going to run it. Gets around the outside, hit at the line of scrimmage, and dropped. First man there, number 11, Andrew Coleman, and that will be no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Deltona.
Good pursuit there by the Rockledge defense, setting up now 2nd down and 10. A great stop there by that left side edge for the Raiders. Now sets them up in a good chance for a 2nd down and 10. And one of the things that you're going to see with this Rockledge defense, you'll see in a variety of fronts, but right now starting off with a 4-3 type defense.
2nd down and 10 for the Wolves. Quarterback A.J. Baldwin in the shotgun, man in motion, going to the near side. They hand it off to him, gets around the outside, dropped. As he turns the corner, he'll pick up maybe a yard on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. Well, they give him 2 yards, 3rd down and 8 for the Wolves. The ball setting just over the 35-yard line at the 36. It'll be 3rd down and long for Deltona. First 2 plays tonight on offense, they run it, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Nobody home on either side. They pick up 2 yards, and now we'll set 3rd down and long.
Gives a chance for your pass rushers on this. Obvious passing down here for Deltona. Rockledge gets their pass rushers in.
Rickamore Campos in the backfield with the quarterback. Here's the snap. Campos takes it, and he's going to be caught from behind. And they snapped it to Campos, who was the running back, and they were trying to get that's Jeremiah Hancock. Snapped it to Jeremiah Hancock, and he's taken down, and that'll be 4th down, and they lose about 6 yards on the play. So we'll call it 4th down and 15. They need to get all the way to the 44-yard line for a 1st down. Back for the Rockledge Raiders, Elijah Mitchell. He's going to be about his 30-yard line.
What a great job there by that Rockledge defense. Getting a great stop there. Now they're going to get a chance for some good field position here on the 3 and out.
Pedrino back to kick. High snap, flags thrown, and that's going to stop it right there. They're going to back him up 5 yards. It's going to be a false start against Deltona. Gio Pedrino, the kicker, just as the ball was in the air, they threw the flag, and it'll be 4th down and a longer, almost 20 yards for a 1st down. Elijah Mitchell will move up to his 40.
And they're really excited about Elijah Mitchell's capability and potential here at Rockledge. He's going to be a future star here for many years.
Elijah Mitchell receiving, averaging 148 yards a ball game. Here's a snap, a little high. Pedrino will kick it. It's going to bounce at the 40, and it goes up in the air, and they're going to down it at about the 29-yard line of the Rockledge Raiders. Good punt by the kicker, Gio Pedrino, and we'll see the Rockledge Raiders on offense for the first time.
What a fantastic punt there. I mean, almost over 50-yard punt.
50-yard punt and no return. And that comes at the 9:09 mark here in the first quarter.
First chance that we get to see this Rockledge offense with 9:09 to go here in the first quarter. Coming out in a spread look.
So the Rockledge Raiders all set to go. Robert Blaylock, the quarterback, 1 running back with him. He'll move to the other side now. That's Raheem Cutter. Hand off to Cutter. Cutter hesitates now to the straight to the front line, up to the 30. He'll pick up 2 yards on the play to be 2nd down and 8 for the Rockledge Raiders.
Decent gain there on a first down. Gets about 3 yards. And one thing you want to be able to see is how the offensive line for Rockledge is able to move the defensive line for Deltona here early on in this game. You can see a noticeable size difference up front.
2nd down, man in motion, gets the ball. That's Michael Gonzalez Jr. around the outside. And he looks like enough for a first down. We'll wait and see. They drop the line marker to get out of the way. They're going to be a little short. And they're going to set it up at about the 35-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Raiders. I want to say hello to Bill Posey, who's watching. Good to see you here, Bill. Thank you for everything you've done for Brevard County and the state of Florida. And now enjoy your retirement. And we're going to have a flag and jumping off sides.
It was a good sell job there for the Rockledge Raiders. I believe that was.
And the Raiders will get a first down thanks to the official flag. And speaking of the officials, tonight the referee Mike Cornell, the umpire Mike Elko, linesman Doug McAllister, line judge Lewis Hunt, side judge John Hallman, field judge Anthony Turner, and in the booth with us Mr. Chris Cornell. Rockledge Raiders around the outside, turns the corner, and looks like he's going to get about 5 yards on the play, maybe 6.
So far, so good for the Rockledge Raiders in the offense. Get that we're helped out there by the offsides. Get a decent gain there for about 5 yards. That's up a 2nd down and 5 coming up.
Raheem Cutter with the run. Raheem averaging right at 47 yards a game. So we'll see what they call here. Blaylock, the quarterback. Raheem Cutter, the running back. We have one receiver wide on the bottom, one receiver wide on the top. Second down and 5. Here's the snap. Man in motion going to the far side. Blaylock wants to throw it, throws it quickly underneath. He gives it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez to the 49, and he'll pick up another first down for the Rockledge Raiders. The Raiders get a first down on the run and a first down in the air, and it'll be a first down at the 49-yard line. So the Raiders move into Wolves territory for the first time at the 7:42 mark here in the first quarter.
Great play design there for the Rockledge offense and the wide receivers being able to see that they had a little bit of a cushion, a little bit of a slant route across the middle, and got enough for the first down.
Blaylock from the shotgun. Hands the ball off to Cutter. Cutter pushing his way through. He's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Second effort will get him, maybe 3 yards. Good run there. It's going to be 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
He was stopped about a yard short of the original line of scrimmage and did a great job to keep turning those feet as he is coached to do, and got enough for a little help with his friends and got enough for about 3 yards. That was a good run there. Camden
Malum now in the backfield for the Rockledge Raiders. He's averaging 35 yards a game on the ground. Blaylock, little throw out to Camden, and he loses it. Little over his head, but I don't know, should have been caught.
Should have been caught, but it also, if he would have caught that, he would have had some room to keep on running too, probably enough for a first down and a little bit more. Now sets up about 3rd down and 7 here for Rockledge.
So the Raiders now 3rd down and 7, 6:46 on the State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Blaylock. Look for the pass. Here it comes. He takes 3 steps back, throws over the middle. Intended receiver was Joseph Watkins Jr., and it goes through his hands. Threw it a little too hard, looked like.
Yeah, that was a screamer right across the middle. That would have been a really tough catch, but it should have been caught right there. He would have been enough there for a first down, but now it brings out the punting unit, and that stifles this good drive that Rockledge had. But they're going to try to pin Deltona deep in their own end zone.
Joshua Ellis will come out for the Rockledge Raiders. He'll be punting from his own 41. One man back for the Wolves. John Holmes is famous. And that's going to be a short kick, and it's going to hit at the 30 and bounce back the Raider way.
Wow.
Not good for the Raiders, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wolves.
Could have been much worse if he didn't catch that ball. That was a nice catch there by Ellis. We got a flag here, I believe. We had a whistle by the official, and they're having a conference at the moment. Nope, they're going to pause here. This is an official's timeout here for a water break. 6:30 to go here in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come right back, we'll continue here. 0-0 first quarter between Rockledge and Deltona.
Space Coast Daily is Brevard's most trusted news. Through spacecoastdaily.com and Space Coast Daily's social media reach, hundreds of thousands of people stay informed every day. Through Space Coast Daily's unmatched digital reach with the Space Coast Daily's direct mail newspaper and Space Coast Daily the magazine in print, our loyal and engaged viewers enjoy free local news they can trust every day, and all at no charge thanks to our successful advertising clients, and also at our special events at Space Coast Daily Park in Vieira, where hundreds of thousands of people see our clients' advertisements. Call today to get your message seen on Space Coast Daily and take your business to new heights. Get launched with Space Coast Daily. Call 321.
Welcome back to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily TV. Orville Susong, Steve Wilson. No, not Steve Wilson.
Wow.
Zach Clark. How old was that? I went brain dead there for a minute. Quarterback from the underneath center for the first time. Big push. He'll pick up 2 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That was a weird play.
Yeah.
It looked like almost looked like a tush push.
Yeah, well, they're
formation.
about 55 yards away from pulling that off at the goal line. But the ball ends up at about the 36-yard line. It'll be 2nd down. Well, they give them 4, 2nd down and 3, 2nd down and 7. 6:05 to go here. I don't know. Oh, there goes the clock. Okay, a 2nd down.
Interesting. Circle that one.
Yeah.
Way to start a drive, but get 4 yards. Yeah, it sets you up for a 2nd down and 6.
Hancock now. There's another weird formation. Man in motion, fakes it, and that's flags all over the place. It's going to be a false start against the Wolves. That was a crazy formation too.
Yeah, again, looking like they want to play. They want to play in the trenches in a phone booth right now with how they were lining up here early on.
Okay.
And I guess we'll see if this is the offense here for Deltona.
Like when we played in the streets, go down to the Chevy and turn left. I'll throw it to you by the sidewalk. So here we go. Hancock, the quarterback, in the shotgun position. One receiver down, man in motion. Hancock keeps it. Oh, and he is smashed at the line of scrimmage. And it will be 3rd down and 11 for the Wolves. First 3 running plays went nowhere.
Yeah, and then you see that those formations that they're running right now. You know that is going to be very challenging if you're going to try to maybe convert on these 3rd down and longs, if that's how they want to run their offense. And that's going to be very crucial for Rockledge, is early down success, and being able to put them behind the sticks early on can really help out the defense if that's how Deltona wants to play offense here today. That'll be very key. Sets them up in an obvious passing down now.
And can throw it. He averages 147 yards, 143 yards a game. Big receiver, number 11, Marcus Morris. We'll see where he's at. Raiders sending the house, and knocked down by Desmond DJ Scott. And out comes the punting team for the Wolves. It's 4th down and 11.
Great job there by the Rockledge defense, getting another 3rd and out and being able to get the ball back for their offense. And a little bit of a field position battle here early on with 4:23 to go here in the first quarter. Elijah Mitchell back to receive, and standing at his own 30. Got to think that he's going to be more wary of the punt here in this situation.
He's going to move up some because they didn't punt it very well the first time. Neither did the Raiders. Here's the punt, and it's blocked. The Raiders block it and pick it up at the 10-yard line. Great job by the Rockledge Raiders to get in and block that one. Zion LaFleur comes up with the ball at the 11-yard line.
Wow, that was awesome. That was a great push there by.
First turnover, and it belongs to the Wolves. Did Zion block it also?
I think Dontavius Harvey was also in on that as well. I believe that he got also in on that with the recovery. But there was a host of them. I mean, it was about 3 or 4 Rockledge Raiders right there, right when that ball was kicked. They got a great push up front.
Blaylock pitches out to the running back, breaks it back the other way, changes field position down to the 10, spun out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. Taking the ball down, that's Raheem Cutter, and they're going to give him about 5 yards on the play, and he'll take it down to the 6-yard line. And it'll be second down for the Rockledge Raiders. They can get to the 1.5-yard line for a first down.
He only got about 5 yards, but he ran about 25 yards to be able to get those 5 yards. But good chance here and a good situation here. Second down and about 6.
Cutter gets the ball again, straight up the middle, no hesitation at all, down to the 1-yard line. And it's going to, they possibly get a first down. We'll see. It's third down and about 6 inches. The football, all they have to do is lean forward. So the Raiders knocking on the door here at the 3:09 mark in the first quarter, at home with a nice crowd. Blaylock from the shotgun. Cutter beside him, hands it to Cutter. He deserves it, and he gets it. Cutter with a 1-yard touchdown run for the Rockledge Raiders.
Good push there by that offensive line, being able to work in the interior and just impose their will on this Deltona defensive line. You can see early on that Deltona really running a 3-3-5, and that creates a lot of problems for Deltona in these short yardage situations, because with the size of Rockledge up front, you can tell that they can be able to lean on this defensive line and that front 7 for Deltona here today.
Ellis ready for the kick. Here's the snap. It's good. Kick is up and good. Point after good at the 2:56 mark in the first quarter. It's the Rockledge Raiders 7 and the Deltona Wolves 0. You're watching the Friday Night Locker Room live on Space Coast Daily TV.
This is where we're building the future. This is where we meet the challenge, where leaders emerge and careers take flight. This is where you discover new opportunities. Choose to stand where excellence lives, where titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
So the Rockledge Raiders put 7 points on the board for the first time in the year 2025 at home. The Rockledge Raiders up now 7-0 over the visiting Deltona Wolves. The Raiders getting ready to kick off. Joshua Ellis doing the honors for the Rockledge Raiders. 1 man back for the Wolves. 2 men back. And that's another terrible kick, and that'll drop at the 40. Ooh. Again, the Rockledge
late hit
kick team gives the Wolves a very good field position. They're at the 40, their own 40-yard line.
It's even going to get better here if this is a late hit on Rockledge.
Yep.
After the whistle. Oh.
I think it's going to be against the Rockledge Raiders.
I'm going to say it's kick-catch interference, so that'll be add on another 15 yards onto this play. This ball is going to be already in Rockledge territory.
They'll spot it at the 45-yard line after the penalty. 2:56 to go here in the first quarter. The Rockledge Raiders up 7-0. I want to say hello to Eric Pierce. Hancock, the quarterback, hands off to the running back, tries to get outside, and he picks up about 2 yards on the play. First man there, Andrew Coleman for the Rockledge Raiders, along with Karan Harris. And it'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Wolves. Ball sitting at the Raider 40, we'll call it the 44-yard line. Want to thank the clouds for holding up the sun tonight so we didn't get any of the heat here in the press box.
Absolutely.
But a beautiful evening for Friday night football. Couldn't get any better than this. And if you're a Raider fan, you're happy right now. The Rockledge Raiders here to dropping down the first quarter, up 7-0. Marcus Morris, the big receiver for the Wolves, is far left. 2 receivers on the bottom. Here's the snap. Hand off to the running back, and he's dropped. He'll pick up maybe a yard on the play. That's Trent Newton.
And Newton had no room right there. Once again, the interior defensive line for Rockledge creating a lot of havoc here for this offensive line for Deltona. And looks like we got an official's whistle here. I don't know what the...
Elijah Floyd with the first man there for the Rockledge Raiders. That penalty is going to be holding against the Wolves, and that'll bring it back to the 46-yard line, out of Rockledge territory and back into Wolves territory.
Well, now with how Deltona's been moving the ball, this is a very tough challenge here when being able to get positive yards at the moment.
I think they marked the ball wrong. Yep, there they go back the other way. That wasn't right. They went the wrong way. Now turn around. So now they're going to drop the ball at the 44-yard line. I don't get it. And they went from 1st to 3rd down.
I guess Rockledge declined the penalty, I think is what happened here.
So now it's 3rd down and 9 for the Wolves. Quarterback Hancock in the shotgun position. One running back now going wide. They're going to throw to him behind the line of scrimmage. And as he is hit and lost yardage, good read by the Raider defense, and that's Xavier Floyd. He was there first to make the stop. The Wolves lose more yardage on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Good play recognition there by Floyd by being able to break the block that was originally intended to be able to set against him, and he fought around that block and got to the backfield and got a TFL. Great job there by Floyd. And man, this defense for Rockledge here has been the story here early on in this game.
And they did a very nice job last week too, so maybe they've come alive after 3 losses in a row. So the Wolves are going to punt it again. Back is Elijah Mitchell. And Mitchell's not going to get an opportunity here. They're going to kick it out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Wow, nice punt.
And that was the best punt they've had so far. A nice leg by Gio Padrino.
Punt the ball inside the 10-yard line. I think ball's going to be placed around the 5.5-yard line. So Rockledge going to be getting their worst field position of the night here with 47 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Rockledge, though, leading 7-0. And now we're going to be able to see this Rockledge offense in a little bit of a peculiar situation here. We're backed up in their own end zone.
So they'll start it at about the 5-yard line, a little over the 5-yard line. 47 seconds to go as we take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Robert Blaylock, the quarterback. Don't want to throw it from here, and he doesn't. Running back gets outside the 10-yard line, and we'll spot it at the 11. And that takes a few seconds off the clock. Clock's still running. Maybe 33 seconds to go here. Rockledge now lining up. One man in the backfield with Blaylock. 2nd down and 4. Here's the snap. Again to the running back. Hit this time. Maybe no gain on the play. Well, they're going to bring it out to about the 14-yard line, so they're going to move it up. And it'll be 3rd down as the clock ticks down. They stop it at the 4. Now they run it on off. And now you hear the horn blow. The first quarter's over here at McClarty Stadium as the Rockledge Raider leads the Deltona Wolves 7-0. You're watching the Friday Night Locker Room live on Space Coast Daily TV.
Space Coast Daily is Brevard's most trusted news. Through spacecoastdaily.com and Space Coast Daily's social media reach, hundreds of thousands of people stay informed every day. Through Space Coast Daily's unmatched digital reach with the Space Coast Daily's direct mail newspaper and Space Coast Daily the magazine in print, our loyal and engaged viewers enjoy free local news they can trust every day, and all at no charge thanks to our successful advertising clients. And also at our special events at Space Coast Daily Park in Vieira, where hundreds of thousands of people see our clients' advertisements. Call today to get your message seen on Space Coast Daily and take your business to new heights. Get launched with Space Coast Daily. Call 321-323-4460.
To the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily TV. 7-0 here at McClarty Stadium as the Raiders have the ball to start the second quarter. Quarterback wants to throw, throws quickly underneath. He's got a man open at the 15, 20, 25. He gets past everybody. One man to stop him. Let's see if he can do it. And he's dropped down at the 20-yard line. And that is Elijah Mitchell. We told you he would be the man for the Rockledge Raiders when it comes to receiving. He's the leading receiver for the Rockledge Raiders, averaging 148 yards per game, and he just picked up about 65.
He did, and you could see that speed of Elijah Mitchell being able to take off and being, he didn't have the angle on one of those runs there, so that was the reason why the defender caught him. But in an open field, you can just see the speed and the vision that he has, and he's going to be a special one.
Blaylock, the quarterback, in the shotgun. Hands off to the running back. That's Caden Allen. And he'll get to the 15. And he'll pick up 5 yards on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Raiders. Just starting the second quarter here. 11:10 to go in the second quarter. The Raiders up 7-0. Camden Allen, the running back for the Raiders. Quarterback Blaylock in the shotgun. One receiver wide left. Here's the snap. Throws to the right. Allen drops it as he gets the pass behind the line of scrimmage. He looked up to see where the defense was before he closed his hands. And it's an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Rockledge Raiders. A long 5 for the Rockledge Raiders.
Oh, there was busted coverage on that play. Michael Gonzalez Jr. was right across the middle. There wasn't anybody within 15 yards of him, but I think that play design was designed to go to the right. And but maybe circle back that one if you are able to do that play over again. Michael Gonzalez there was nobody on him.
3rd down and 5 now for the Raiders. Blaylock, shotgun. Allen, the running back. Here's the snap. Blaylock wants to throw it in the end zone wide open, and he just overthrows Elijah Mitchell. Mitchell was 5 yards deep into the end zone all alone, and Blaylock just overthrows him by a half a foot, and it'll be 4th down and 5. What do we do here, Coach?
4th down and 5 right now. I'd probably try to get Blaylock on the outside and make him an RPO option right now, and I'd probably look for Elijah one more time. He is obviously winning that battle on the outside edge at the moment.
I go to Allen coming out of the backfield. Here's the snap. Looking the other way. Zach is right. Over he goes. Great catch inside the 5-yard line down to the 3. And that is Michael Gonzalez Jr. And he makes a catch in between 2 defenders. I don't know how they got the ball in there, let alone making the catch. But that'll be a 1st down for the Rockledge Raiders, their 2nd one of this drive.
Good, great catch there by Gonzalez, and Rockledge going to move with some tempo here.
Allen in the backfield, give it to him. Oh, let's see who moved. I believe this is going to be against the Raiders. Let's see. Referees are checking it over. They flip a coin, and here we go now. It's going to be offsides. Half the distance to the goal, which will be about a foot.
Yeah, that'll help. That'll make things a little bit easier, and Well, you got to think right now this is probably where they're going to give it to Allen.
Yeah. 1 yard run for Allen. So here we go. Blaylock shotgun position. Allen beside him on the right. Here's a snap. Give it to Allen. Allen crushes over, and he's in. A 1 yard touchdown run for Allen. And we'll see what the flag is.
It was thrown by the back judge on the defensive side, maybe in the position of a.
It's going to be against I'm going to keep saying Osceola. It's going to be against the Wolves, and that'll be a touchdown for the Rockledge Raiders.
What a drive there for the Rockledge Raiders. Backed up on their own 5 yard line, driving 95 yards on that drive. Just a really good job, and we can also thank the great run, a great catch there by Elijah Mitchell setting up this drive, with that 65-yard catch. And Rockledge looking very solid here early on in this game.
Joshua Ellis now getting ready to kick the score 13-0 in favor of the Raiders. Ellis ready to kick. Holding it is now we're ready. Kick is line drive. Does it go through? It does, and it's good. Point after good. And here in the 9:54 mark in the second quarter, the Rockledge Raiders go up 14-0 over the visiting Deltona Wolves. You're watching the Friday Night Locker Room live on Space Coast Daily TV.
This is where we're building the future. This is where we meet the challenge, where leaders emerge and careers take flight. This is where you discover new opportunities. Choose to stand where excellence lives, where titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
Rockledge Raiders with their second 1 yard TD run of the ball game. Point after good by Ellis. Score down 14-0. Want to say hello to Bobby Weigel watching. Glad to see you up and around, Mr. Weigel. Say hello to your lovely wife for us, if you would. 9:54 to go here in the second quarter. The Raiders up 14-0. Joshua Ellis, the kicker for the Rockledge Raiders, will be kicking from his 45-yard line. 2 men back. See if he can get a better one this time.